Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Green Thumb Larry with a garden update, and actually this would be more of a first video of the series. And what I have here is romaine lettuce, and just want to do a quick video on how to grow lettuce. There's so many different ways, there's so many different methods, and there's a lot of information out there. So the answer to what's the best way to grow lettuce, this video is going to answer. And the reality is, guys, the answer is not, oh, do this, do that, use this special nutrient, use that special nutrient. The real answer is to stick to your fundamentals and keep it as simple as possible. And if you do that, you will be successful. Now, I can tell you there are ways of growing faster and harvesting more often. But again, it's your fundamentals that are going to be where you either succeed or you fail. So, the fundamentals. Number one, your water. You got to make sure that if you're running off city water, that you don't have high levels of chlorine or chloramine in your water. So, there are many different ways of doing this, of removing chlorine and chloramine. Easiest way, in my opinion, is to add a chlorine and chloramine blaster. Basically, it's a few milliliters of solution that you add to your water. It bonds to the chlorine and chloramines, which doesn't allow it to attack your plant. Not going to get into the reasons as to why. This is just going to be a short video. I'll try to keep this under 5 minutes. Remove the chlorine and chloramines. There's ways of doing it. I can explain how to do it. You can comment, but remove them. Number two, make sure that your pH of your water is correct. All right? It doesn't matter exactly to the decimal point unless you are trying to get your PhD at the University of Florida. All right? And you want to basically run a test, and over your 6 years or 8 years of being in school, when you did a 6-month project, or running it at 6.1 versus 6.2 versus 6.3 and so on and so forth. Just keep it between 6 and 6.5. You'll be fine. Sure, you'll have some people say no, it needs to be a little lower, a little higher. Just keep it around 6 and you'll be fine. Trust me. Number 3, make sure your nutrients are balanced. Just get a balanced fertilizer. Okay? Number 4, do not overwater your plants. And number 5, do not use too much light. That's it. So, to explain what I'm doing here, number 1, and this, if you just follow what I'm doing, you're going to have huge success. These are literally, I think, 6 days old from seed, maybe going on a week. Okay? They're doing phenomenally. The reason why you're seeing strips across on the video is because of this 1,000 watt high pressure sodium bulb behind you. It's affecting the wavelength of the light that's being received by my 13 megapixel camera, and it is causing a variance in the light as it's perceived by your human eye, which is why we can also see the fan blades moving here as well. Okay, it's just adjusting the frequency of what you typically see. But anyways, number 1, water. I added a chlorine blaster to my water. Okay, I have a 55-gallon drum back there where I get all my water from. I removed the chlorine. Number 2, I added my fertilizers and I balanced it properly. Okay, I have the right mixture of fertilizers. Do your research, it's not difficult. Get a balanced fertilizer. Make sure you have enough N, P, K. You'll see that in your research. Okay, after I added my fertilizer, I then check my pH and I reduce it or raise it or reduce it, just depending on where it ends up. And I'm right around 6.5 right now. Okay? Next, for lighting, this is some technical stuff, but I've got UV, full spectrum, Portalux T5 Power Veg lighting. I also use their other color spectrum, the 420 and their blue 460, to give me a full spectrum of light. I've also got some supplemental light over here that I don't really use. That's just a cheap Spectralux T5. Okay, and as far as the method, I'm using aeroponics here. This is a mister. Aeroponics grows your plants the fastest, without any doubt. Okay, it's going to be your fastest way of growing lettuce. Now, in addition to my solution, the best thing you can do here for your plants, guys, is make sure that you have a beneficial bacteria culture in your water. Okay? You cannot have beneficial bacteria in your water if you have chlorine or chloramine, because it kills it. You might ask, well, why is there chlorine or chloramine in my water? It's so that you don't die when you drink water, like if you drink water in the Philippines. Okay? It's to keep you safe. But the roots need a special culture, and they work with the environment that they're in, just like in your soil outside. Mother Nature works with earthworms. The earthworms crap, they create bacteria. Really good for your roots. That's the kind of stuff you want in your roots. So, if you add beneficial bacteria to your water and then feed the beneficial bacteria using molasses, ooh man, you're going to create an amazing root structure. And I'll give you an example. Let's take a look at some roots here. I'm just going to pull up one of these cocoa fiber pieces and look at my roots. They are, man, young Jeezy would say that is white. I mean, come on. Look at those roots off of a little romaine lettuce seedling. That is unbelievable. So let me go ahead and see aeroponics. It's misting. This is a aeroponic system that I've owned for quite some time. But that's it, guys. Stick to that. This is the best way to grow lettuce. If you want more information, feel free to comment, subscribe to the channel, write me messages, and I can get a little more technical and specific if you want to grow lettuce the best way and the fastest way. Thanks, guys, and happy growing.